recorded. So please be aware of that. And one other thing I have to do, if Zoom lets me, it won't right now. Come on, I'm trying to do live transcripts. Okay. Okay. So let's start again. I apologize for that. So welcome to the Graduate Business Administration News Story Orientation for Fall 2021. So please keep yourself muted until the end. You can write your questions in the chat and then at the end, or you can unmute yourself to ask questions. So the agenda for today is welcome. I'm going to go over the department overview, the master's contract, academic policies, student 411, CPP general resources. We're gonna have a little trivia game at the end because you guys are gonna need to pay attention. You can win some fun stuff, questions, and then the last hour. So that will be the first hour. And then the last hour, you guys will break out into each individual program. So MSA will have a breakout session, MSIS and MSBA, and MBA students will stay here in this Zoom. So the welcome. I'm Leah Litwack. I am the MBA advisor for the College of Business Graduate Business Department, and I've met most of my MBA students, so I'm glad you guys are here. And I have met some of the other people in our program and the other programs because I've helped you guys out. Please mute yourself. Thank you. Now I'm going to introduce the rest of the team. Dr. Nolan, do you want to go?
Sure. Thank you all. Welcome to the College of Business Administration at Cal Poly Pomona, everyone. It is great to see that we have a huge crowd here, 166 people. Really nice to have you here. It's and it's really nice also that you are taking the time on this Saturday to meet with us. It's always exciting when we get to welcome our new graduate students. If you can remember, if you're on a phone or something, remember to mute yourself. That would be great. Anyway, it's exciting. It is, unfortunate, of course, due to the pandemic situation that we aren't able to see you here in person. That would be even more exciting, potentially. But I know that that Leah and Dr. Koo and everybody here has put together a really good program for you today, and you're gonna have fun as you enter the masters, the various masters programs that we have. You may be aware that we have been around as a College of Business for over 50 years now, and we have probably about 48,000 graduates from this college. So we have a pretty big alumni network and a pretty big support group for you there. We are constantly ranked high in social mobility. We are third in the nation in taking people from the lower 20% of the socioeconomic layers and putting them in the top 20%. And we're very, very proud of that. We are having very exciting programs that you're involved in. And these programs, some of them are relatively new, and the MSBA is relatively new, and the MSIS has been, fine-tuned and tweaked over the time, and the MSA likewise, even though that's relatively new as well. The MBA is the oldest program we have, but again, we've been working over the last 3 or 4 years with making these programs sort of hyper competitive and relevant to what's going on in the industry. So I know you will have fun out there. Over the last 4 years or so, maybe less than 4 years, we have grown enrollment in our graduate programs in the College of Business by about 750%. So you do have a lot of colleagues that you can network with across these programs. And I hope you take the opportunity to network with those who are not just in your program, but those who are in the other programs, so that you have that network coming out of here with your degree. Those are the things that are really going to help you moving forward, keeping those networks up to date. We have an exciting college. We have several centers within the college that we run. We have a center for innovative analytics. We got a center for customer insights and digital marketing. We got a center for cybersecurity. And in all, we have 12 of these centers and labs within the college. And they give us a phenomenal advantage when it comes to bringing you what we like to call the polytechnic experience, which is really really just an experience where you are familiar with and had your hands on real problems before you graduate from here. I know many of you are working, so you have your own hands on your own challenges there, and I'm sure you can apply much of what you're learning to the setting that you're currently in or that you have been working in. But it is very exciting for us to offer these polytechnic experience and projects as you go along in your programs. And that's one of the reasons I think why you come to Cal Poly Pomona, because we are very unique in that respect. And we provide a lot of value for our students, because when they get out of here, typically, the people, if you go for an interview, the people who interview you are going to want to know what are kinds of projects you've been involved in. So don't be shy, get yourself involved with projects when you have a chance. And, all of us are here to support you. I know it's challenging times for many of you. It is for me too. I'm sitting at home in a spare bedroom. It's not really a spare bedroom, but it's become a spare bedroom during the pandemic. Many of you are doing the same. We are slowly getting back to campus now in August. And I realized that, this kind of a hybrid situation is not ideal for everybody. Some people want to be face-to-face all the time. Some people want to be virtual all the time. And so we offer a mix of those things to kind of address your needs in our programs. But what I was going to say, it's super exciting to see all of you here. And please don't hesitate to contact me or any of the staff that you're seeing here when you have challenges or things that you need to address. And I know right now, a lot of us have challenges. That includes not just our students, but it also includes us as staff and faculty. It's been a challenging time. The good thing about a College of Business is that we have done extremely well over the year and a half where we've been working in a virtual format. All of our quality indicators that we track within the college they have gone straight up. And so we have a phenomenal faculty and staff here to support you with your progression through these programs as well. And don't hesitate to reach out to us. With that, I just want to say welcome. It's going to be fun. I know it's going to be hard work, but it's really going to pay off for you. And we really look forward to your active participation in everything we do in our programs and as a college. So enjoy your Saturday, and thanks for being here, everyone.
Thank you, Eric. Dr. Koo?
Hi, everybody.
Recording in progress.
You're muted, May.
Okay, I tried to unmute myself twice and I failed. All right, so this is a technical challenge for everybody when if this is your first time experience virtual environment, and this semester you're going to have a good practice on this. And okay, I would like to welcome everybody. I would like also echo Dean Roland's comments, and we are Cal Poly Pomona, so we have lots of learn by doing, and we have this ability to move people up to the top tier of a social level. And so I really wanted to congratulate everybody that you actually have made the one biggest investment or the most important investment in yourself by joining this graduate programs. And it's going to be a challenge, but it's going to be very rewarding. And so also, don't hesitate to contact either Leah, me, or your program directors if you have any questions. So even though we are virtual, mainly virtual in the fall, but I want you guys to know we are here to help, to support you and for your success. Okay, thank you.
Dr. Ma? I saw him. Are you not here, Dr. Ma? Okay, Dr. He or Dr. Wong, one of you would like to go next?
Dr. Hood, you can go ahead.
Okay. Welcome everyone. I'm
I'm equally, if not more excited than all the faculty and the staff to welcome you to join this journey. I was thinking, I think exactly 20 years ago, what happened to me in the orientation sessions. And I look back, this journey was exciting, challenging, as they said, and it's very rewarding too. If you don't try, if you don't start it, the answer is always no. So I'm glad you all choose to start this. We are here to help you. And being a faculty here for many years, I've seen many students who joined the program, graduated from the program. Now I look at them on the LinkedIn page, I can see their success and their career path. I'm sure this similar things will happen to you. And I'm looking forward to your success.
Okay, hi, this is Drew Huang. I'm the co-director with Dr. Hay for this MSBA program. I'd like to say welcome aboard, and we will be doing our best now to help you successfully complete the program.
Thank you, Dr. Ma. I did see you on there. Maybe he's away. So we will move unless he comes on. We will go back. Okay. So that's our staff and also faculty for the program. So let me just give you some contact information. So we are open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 p.m. We are in building 164. May kind of alluded to this earlier. We are a staff working somewhat of a hybrid schedule. So the offices are open, but some of us are only in there, we're only in there 3 days a week. So not everybody's in the building. I would say, and of course the others can say things. I think it's best to first kind of try to get us by email. And then if we need to set up a phone or a Zoom, or even if you would like to come in person, we can do that in the future. But I would always say try us emails first, because we are still kind of working a hybrid schedule. And obviously next week is the start of the school year. So we're all very busy. So this next section is going to talk about the department overview. This is where you guys should pay attention because we do have some fun prizes to give away. Or I don't know if they're fun, but it's a water bottle and I have a towel. So pay attention because I'm going to trivia you guys later because sometimes you guys will email us about stuff we went over. So I want you guys to get it down. This is your first class, okay? Note a little test, but not too hard, I promise. So we have four programs in the GBA. Oh, please mute yourself. So we have the MBA, the MSIS, the MSA, and the MSBA program. Just so you know, the GBA, that's what we call ourselves. We don't want to say Graduate Business Administration, that's long. So we call ourselves the GBA. So department overview. For advising, I am the academic advisor for all MBA students. So you will be coming to me. For MSIS, it will be Dr. Ma. For the MSA programs, it's Dr. Ku. And for the MSBA program, it's Dr. He and Dr. Wong. And we can help you guys go into your classes and all of that stuff for the next 2 to 3 years that you're with us. So this next little bullet point is very important. After today, you need to use your CPP email if you haven't already set it up and are looking at it. I'm only going to send email to you to your CPP. So are your faculty, your professors, as well as all of your advisors. So no one's sending anything to your personal emails. Also, the registrar's office, if you financial aid, student accounting, anything that's CPP related is going to be sent to your CPP email. So if you don't have it connected to your main email, which I know you can do, or you can have it separate as well, you guys got to check it. Because I will tell you, we will get an email saying, I didn't see this email and there's the deadline's ended. And we're like, well, we sent it because I can check if your email pops back. And so it's usually because students don't check their CPP email. I know it's another email. We try not to spam you at the GBA. I can't, I can't speak for the rest of parts of the college, but we try not to do it. So when you see emails from us, please read them, or at least the subject line at the most, because usually there are stuff that we need to know. And I also say registrar, financial aid, and student accounting, because you need to know those deadlines. If you don't pay tuition or something, you will be dropped from classes because people don't look at tuition dates and they don't look at emails. So very important for you to have set up your CPP email, and then you start looking at it literally right after this presentation. So there are 2 handbooks that we have for the graduate programs. There's one from us, the GBA, and I am still working on it, but it will be sent to everybody. And then graduate studies, which some of you might have gone to their orientation earlier this morning. They also have a handbook. So I recommend that you keep both of them. They're digital. So keep both of them handy. It's really important. I use them both all the time too, because I don't remember all the policies and procedures, but they're very helpful, and they can help you get you through the program. So the master's contract, it's the graduate contract, also known as your program of study, lays out what you need to complete for your degree. You will work on your contract with your advisor. There technically is a deadline, but it's been moved since I've actually started at the university. So your advisors will let you know, as well as the grad studies department will let you know when your contracts are due. The contracts will be approved by the department in graduate studies, and that will be filed with the registrar's office. Your contracts can be amended if something changes for whatever reason. Just know that just because you sign something and you turn it in, and it's in the registrar's office and it's on file, it doesn't mean we can't go back and change your academic plan slightly. Can't totally change it, but we can alter, a semester you take and stuff. So please don't worry about that. Again, the deadline for the contract, policy-wise, is 6 weeks of the student's second semester in the program. But again, we'll contact you, usually the advisors, because we get to know the dates from graduate studies. So don't worry. So something else I want to talk about is the degree progress report. And if some of you are alumni to Cal Poly Pomona, as an undergrad, you use the DPR. As a graduate, don't use the DPR. They are not correct. So when Cal Poly went from quarters to semesters, Bronco Direct also had to go through a whole change. And when they did that, it messed up the degree progress reports. So please ignore them. Only use your contract, and you can always ask your advisor, but only use your contract. Do not look at your DPR, because I always get questions at least 5 or 6 times during the year going, this course doesn't count. And student freaks out. It does count. Bronco Direct degree progress report is incorrect for the graduate program. So please don't worry about it. That's why we have the graduate contract. The registrar office knows this as well. So it's not like some hidden thing. So please ignore it. You don't need to worry about it. Look at your contract. I suggest that everybody download their contract, print it out, or keep it a digital copy on your desktop and look at it as you're going through each semester. All of the master's programs are pretty straightforward. It's not like undergrad where there's all these other classes and substitutions. So they're really straightforward contracts, and they're only usually 10 to 12 classes. So you can't really deviate. So that's your guide. That's why we have your contracts there for you guys. So please look at those. So we have a couple of forms. So graduate academic petitions. So if you are allowed to substitute a class, you need to transfer in units from another master's degree, you would fill out a graduate academic petition form. Those forms luckily are now digital, so that makes everybody's life easier. And the link is here. Oh, I forgot to, I'll send you guys these slides. I apologize. And again, this is being recorded, so you'll get this information, but this is the link. You can also go to the graduate studies webpage. They also have it under current students, and then under forms, you can find the graduate petition form. And like I said, it's a digital form and it's wonderful. It makes everybody's life so much easier. We were very happy when it was produced by the graduate studies department. So the GWT, so students are supposed to take this test if they haven't gone to another CSU or another university. I'm gonna just kind of lightly go over this bullet point because we don't run the GWT in the College of Business. It's a separate entity at Cal Poly that does this. Please don't worry about this at this time. We get a lot of questions about it, but it has been waived, and because of the pandemic, as well as a lot of people, obviously you all, either you went to a CSU or you went to another university in the United States, and so you really can waive this as well, but don't harp on this. When we know more about it for incoming students, we'll let you know if anybody has to take it, but it's not something you have to worry about right now. So do something that you have to worry about and make sure you think your GPA. So all master students need to maintain a 3.0 GPA while they're in their programs. If you get below that, you will go on academic probation. So please be aware of that as you are, going through classes. And if you feel like, you're struggling in class, please contact the professor. They are here for you. They want to help you. And also you can contact your advisor as well for help, but please make sure you maintain that 3.0. So grade appeal. Students may appeal grades. They do consider unfair, but please note that it's the basic presumptions of the grades are assigned to students, that are correct. Thus, the burden of proof rests on the students who are appealing. Grade appeals are conducted by a grade appeals committee and not by the department. So please don't, you can email us about it, but we're going to tell you exactly this and send you to the policies and procedures that this link shows. As an individual department and school, we do not handle our grade appeals because partly that would be a conflict of interest. So it is a separate entity if you would like to appeal a grade, but I just want people to know that. But again, it is a proof that the students have to show if you're going to appeal. And again, you can find more information on this link. Everything. So even though the the master's programs, I got ahead of myself, I apologize. All master's programs at Cal Poly, you technically have 7 years to complete them, even though you're going to complete them before that. Just so you know that, in case you do have to take a semester off, maybe your second year or something like that, you do still have 7 years to complete your graduate degree. And then if you want information about graduation, here's the link. We don't really handle graduation, just FYI, it's not an individual department. The registrar's office is a part of it, and then some other offices are part of it. At Cal Poly, we just make sure you've gone to classes, but everything else, like applying for graduation, anything like you get your regalia, the ceremony, that's not us. So just FYI, when you are ready to graduate, please look out for emails and information about that. So student 411. So I call this the portal, other people might think, but you guys should have logged in because most of you should have already been registered, hopefully for classes, and you registered in Bronco Direct. So Bronco Direct, I know some people, I don't want people confused, so I thought I'd do little things. So Bronco Direct houses where you guys will register for classes, your financial aid, your tuition payments, and all of that. And then new this year, starting this year, Canvas is being introduced. It was Blackboard. If you are a CPP alumni, you use Blackboard. Now it's Canvas. It's the same thing. Canvas will house your classes. So for example, when Dr. Koo, for maybe one of her MSA classes, all her syllabus, her tests, all that stuff will be housed on Canvas. So Canvas and Bronco Direct are two separate things, but you can find both of them in your portal. Also this is something I want you guys to really pay attention to. I need your listening ears as my friend who teaches little kids. I apologize, I'm gonna say it. Canvas, again, is where your professors will upload their syllabus and all that stuff. Like the truth is your faculty has not done it yet. Because they're all busy and they're coming out after a break. And so they are not necessarily done doing their Canvas sites. Please don't email me or Dr. Wong or Dr. Ma or Dr. Koo saying, there's no Canvas site. Oh my God, I'm behind. You're not behind. If there's nothing there, you haven't missed anything, I promise. Again, they are working on it also with this, like our way of doing hybrid and like synchronous. It is adding stuff to the faculty. So they are preparing their classes as we speak. I'm going to assume they're doing it right now as you guys are in orientation, except the ones that are in this orientation, they're taking a break. But so please don't email me about it because I'm just going to tell you the professor will do it. Some will do it next week. Some might do it the day of class. Don't worry about it. You're not in trouble. If you have no pre-assignments, then don't worry about it. Just breathe. I know going back to school is very exciting and there's a lot of emotion. And I know on top of it with COVID and all this stuff going on, but just breathe. If you log on to Canvas, you know, just every day and you still don't see it, just go, okay, the professor will do it. So please don't freak out about it. It's not you. I promise you, this is a professor thing. This is not actually a student thing. Students also have access to, you know, Microsoft 365, so Word, PowerPoint, Excel, Outlook. I think you guys even might have access to Teams. Technology, you know, VPN, internet access. There's some free software for students. You can always talk to the IT department about that. Excuse me. For your textbooks, if you want to look them up, obviously, you can go to the Bronco bookstore and enter in for like GBA 6080, which is accounting, and it'll show you what course materials you will need for that. I do also suggest, this is the academic calendar. I suggest you linking to that as like one of your tabs are always having that. It's really good. I use it almost every day. So, you know, when things are due, like add drop, last day due W, all these things that students should know, as well as, you know, holidays and all that other stuff. You want to know dates. Good calendar to have. So if you guys would like an ID card, they did this last year. I'm assuming it's still the same website they're doing this year. You can go to this website and get your ID card. I will say that hopefully for spring that will be back on campus. So you probably will want to get your ID card during fall semester. Even if some of your classes are virtual and you're not going to be on campus so much, it's really important to get it. It gets you into things that it's good to have. Also, you get student discounts if you have your ID card, your student ID card. It doesn't matter if you're a master's student, as long as you have your ID card. If you're looking for jobs, full-time, part-time, or internships, we house all that stuff on Handshake. Even TA jobs and student assistant jobs are there. So on-campus jobs as well as off-campus is housed on Handshake. And you can go to the Career Center and they can help you. You can get your account created and all of that through Handshake. So some resources that I wanted to give you guys. Safer return to campus, which is very important. We understand that to everybody. I really suggest everybody definitely taking this link and going there. It's also on the top of CPP's main website. It lays out all of the different stages that has been going on and that is currently going on for faculty, students, and staff to return to campus safely. So I really recommend reading that and going through that. Also back to emails. There's a lot of emails coming out about the safer return. Please read those so you know when you come to campus, you need to do a health screener before you come. I've tended to forget about it, so I have to remind myself. So if I have to remind myself, you all should really look at it. Two things that I did not go over, which I know is very important to you guys, is student accounting and financial aid. And the reason I didn't is because none of us here are those people. We are not specialists in those areas. There's special departments at Cal Poly that house that stuff, and those wonderful people can help you. We are not one of them. Just gonna let you know, we are not one of them. So if you have questions about tuition payment, please contact student accounting. Questions about financial aid and all that stuff, the financial aid office, and then registrar's office, information technology, career center, student services, and the last is current student information. As graduate students, you do have all the resources you did as an undergrad, so just know that. And it's important because sometimes graduate students forget that because you're not on campus as much. So that is all for you guys. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah, here. Oh, it's trivia time. I hope you guys are paying attention because I do talk fast and I do apologize for that. I keep working on that, but I made these easy. I promise it's not the hardest test. Okay, I see people are already writing. You guys are so smart. You did listen. Okay, so May, would you mind looking at the chat for me and just adding down the first 10 names? That's how we're gonna do it. There's a lot of these water bottles, just FYI. We have a lot of them I know you can't see them well, I'm sorry, because it's this background. But they're nice. They're not plastic water bottles. They're nice, so they're eco-friendly. And then the towel, when you are on campus, the towel can, you can pat on yourself because it's so humid outside when you walk around Cal Poly's campus. I did it last week. I was like, oh, so hot. So I promise you there's mostly enough for everybody. We also have t-shirts in the office if people want that as well. So I'm assuming all of you said, oh, let me get at this 3.0, which is where I think all of you said. Wonderful. Yes, you can get a t-shirt. We have them. So, and granted too, for this information as well, we will keep the office. We'll let you know when you can come and pick up your water bottle or a t-shirt or things. So don't worry about that. They're not going anywhere. I promise you. Me and Dr. Koo, we're keeping them safe. Next question. Where can students look for jobs? Oh, wonderful. Oh, you guys paid attention. We'll take Handshake or Career Center. You guys are the best group of incoming students I've ever had. And I've been doing this a long time. Handshake, if you said the Career Center, that is fine as well. Because this is not Jeopardy. Oh, whoops. Well, I got a little ahead of myself. So this one should be, you all should like get into your brain. Because you're going to email me, you're going to email Dr. Koo or Dr. Ong or Dr. Meyer, like, I didn't get that email. And we're like, we can check if your email's active, just FYI. Wonderful. Yes, please check your email. Okay, next question. When is the master's contract due? I know I kind of wrote this, but I thought I may see if you guys. Yes. Oh, you guys are so smart. See, I'm going to be your nicest professor, and I don't even have a doctor in front of my name, so. Yeah, you're 6 days. But again, that date might change, but it's good to kind of know things. So, and we'll talk to you guys about that. That's an advisor kind of our thing. And the last question. Which building is the GBA located in? I almost said GPA. That's not my building. Yes.
Amazing group. So many people pay attention.
I know. Y'all had a nap between the other orientation and ours. I like that. Oh. 164. You guys did wonderfully. I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of you. Thank you. And it took me, and then I even proud myself because this slide took me a minute. I'm not very clairvoyant. You guys did great. Thank you. Again, we will keep you all one. We'll have gifts for all of you guys, so don't worry about it. Non-nap lunch. I saw that. That's very good. I had lunch before this as well. It does do the good brain well. So my part is done for the general. It's question time. You can write them in the chat, or you can unmute yourself and ask your question. I'm actually going to stop the slide so I can kind of see we can kind of see all of you. Again, I will send everybody these slides next week, plus this video, so you can, get more of my lovely voice, which I don't really enjoy, but you guys can, because it is a lot of information. So I'm just going to stop share for a second. And then if you guys have any questions for us, either me or any of our advisors, but I'm going to go with who thinks. Let's see who's asked. I'm just going to ask people on mute who have their hands raised. You can go.
Okay, Esau. Yeah, I had a question for the professors. I'm not sure if I should ask this in the individual MBA program, or I'm just trying to plan out for my next couple months here between work and classes and stuff. But do any of the professors have an estimate on average, like how many hours per week a student should be spending in independent study, like studying on their own or individual projects aside from lecture hours on a weekly basis per class?
Maybe one of the things can just kind of give things. I don't have a good answer because I haven't been in grad school for a while. Dr. Koo, or one of you who teach for one of those programs.
I guess you guys saw me that I was smiling. Actually, it's really depends on everyone's situation, and every course is different. So if you do have a concern, definitely contact your professor who are doing that course and ask professor how much time that it's estimated that required to do well in the class. But I guess professor could only give you some suggestion because everybody's situation is different. Maybe you are super smart in math, and if it's a math or statistics related course, you probably will take less effort than your classmates. But, so it really depends. Yes, my best suggestion would be get in touch with the professors.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Oh, did you have another question?
Yeah, just one more. Okay, just one more. On app, do you guys have a statistic on average, like how many full-time students or students that have full-time work are doing the program, complete the program in 2 years? Is it most full-time workers, or if someone has a full-time job, is it more like 3 years?
Everybody's different, really, and it obviously also depends on your job, and also, you know, your other, I call it work life and school balance that you're adding in, right? Everybody has all different that, right? Some people have kids, some people don't, some people might have to take care of their family in different ways. So everybody's a little different. I'd say obviously it changes year to year. So each group coming in is a little bit different. A lot of people do finish in the 2 years, but a lot of people finish in the 3. And I will say that the past year, there's been a little bit more that have done the 3 years just because of COVID and what's been going on. But I don't necessarily have a statistic because each of our, for the MBA, I should say for the MBA program, each of our incoming cohorts have been, you know, different sizes. But remember too, for the MBA program, you can take a summer or a winter course if you're like, so that kind of helps you out, especially if you're going to do 2 courses. That's like your 3rd course within the things. Did I answer your question?
That helps. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. If you guys, I'm just gonna say before, since this is a general thing, if you have like program specific questions, you know, you can ask those in your breakout session. So this is more like kind of just for general questions that can be answered universally to all the groups. Really quickly, I'm just going to answer some questions in the chat really quickly. Someone asked, can we repeat a course where we ended up with a lower grade than a B? So if you get a grade that's lower, I think it's not if you get C- or below, you have to retake that course. And for graduate students, you don't get grade forgiveness. Undergrad, they did have that. For graduate students, they do not. So please be aware of that. And I would say too, remember, as you're going through the class, please, you know, you can start calculating your GPA. So, you know, you should be aware of that. And if there is some issues, please contact the professor. So where do we get the contract? So for MBA students, I sent the contracts out to students during my welcome email, but you can get them from your advisor. I always send the MBA students like 12 of them, because usually that's how many times I have to get you guys to fill it out, but they can just be, you can contact your advisor. Okay, Uriel, you had your hand up.
Good afternoon, Leah. Yes, my quick question. I have a quick question. So, what's the proper abbreviation for the business administration program? Is it GBA or MBA?
So the GBA is the overall. So under the GBA, there's all 4 master's programs, and then there's also the MBA. So the MBA is under the GBA.
Okay, so like for like resume purposes, should I put it as an MBA or GBA?
No, an MBA. You were receiving MBA. The office that runs the MBA is GBA.
Thank you very much, Leah. Okay.
No problem. Isaac.
I have the question is for the GWT, because I'm the undergraduate in the Pomona, and I already take it and deposit. So should I need to take it again?
No.
Okay.
You don't. GWT, we put in there because it is part of the policy, but since the pandemic, there's been a lot of talk about it. So don't worry about it. You know, except there's going to be more information about it from a different department. We don't run it, so it's not our test to administer. It's Cal Poly's policy, but don't worry about it right now. Miguel.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, no problem. Sorry, I apologize. Miguel.
Hello. So my first question was mostly about so for class scheduling, because I know that for at least MSBA they're doing hybrid asynchronous or synchronous, I forget which one. For those that are already on campus, like for example, like because I plan on doing on-campus employment, will the classrooms that are like listed, at least in our Bronco Direct, will that still be open for people to go into? Or is that like per professor's decision, I guess?
That's a good question. I wish I had an answer for that, because it's things I don't know. I don't know if anybody knows that if they'll be open, even if there's no class in that, or that day you're not going to be in that classroom. I don't know.
I don't know, but I can give a wild guess. I think campus is open for students, and there are some face-to-face classes we're meeting on campus. So I assume all the classroom building that are going to open during the regular class time. So then if it's a hybrid asynchronous or hybrid synchronous class, if you are on campus, you want to go to the classroom to do your virtual meeting, I think you are welcome to do so. But you also have to follow the safer return to campus policy. Make sure on the day you filled out your health check, right? They ask if you have any symptoms or anything. You fill that out. And so if you're in the classroom, I think you are okay.
For sure. Thank you.
I guess, but we have not heard any.
Yeah.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah, just that safer website, also keep that bookmarked, just so you guys can see it, as well as they do send emails. That's right. Gasser, I'm sorry, I missed you. You had your hand up.
Yes, thank you. My question has to do with, how do we know if our class is fully synchronous, hybrid asynchronous? Because I'm looking at like my schedule through my CPP on the student center, it doesn't really say. And then one of the classes I have that's this Thursday, it says room TBD. So I have no idea like what I'm gonna do on Thursday.
So anything that does not list a classroom, so TBA, that's going to be virtual. If it does have a classroom, it will have some type of on-campus component. What that looks like is up to the professor. They'll let you know. So that's what things you should be able to look at. There was an email sent from the CPP Safer Return people that did show students how to do it. You might want to go find that email because I read it. And it shows you how to look on it. But for MBA students, if there is a TBA, it's virtual for fall. That class is virtual for fall. And if there's a classroom, there'll be some type of on-campus component. Again, what that looks like is up to the professor, not the department. And I mean,
Got it. And if the professor hasn't sent out anything regardless, like a link to join or something, most likely we should reach out to them, I'm assuming.
No, you'll go on Canvas and they'll give you that stuff when it's there, but it might not be there. Remember, they're working on it. I'm telling you, I can feel it. They're working on it right now. They're in their air conditioning offices at home and they're finishing it. No, again, Canvas will get populated when the faculty is ready to populate it. Please don't email them about it. But don't email us about it either, me or Ed or Drew or Zhongming or Dr. because we have nothing to do with it. I have nothing to do with Canvas. It's not my thing. So I can tell you I like it better than Blackboard because I've used it before. I can tell you I feel it's more user-friendly. But if a professor is not populated yet, just keep checking. You can check every day. But like I said, some professors do it the day of class. You didn't miss anything. If there's nothing there, you didn't miss a reading assignment. You didn't miss anything.
Also, in general, if you want to know more detail about each individual course, I think you can within Bronco Direct, click on, when you search schedule, click on this class, and they will have a details. The class mode, it will say it's a face-to-face or synchronous, fully synchronous, or hybrid synchronous, hybrid synchronous. So, and also look for the notes. A lot of course detail are in there. Okay.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to read some questions right now because we have quite a few questions. Will electives be offered in the first semester? They're offered in the second semester. So for MBA program, no, we offer different electives each semester. Sometimes we offer the same each fall or each spring, but they are different electives to give people different choices. I have a question about about international students. Can we do 100% online for international students? I don't know. I don't know that much about the international aspect.
I think for fall, they do allow international students to take 100% online classes if you're not in the United States.
I want to add a little bit on it to make it accurate.
Mm-hmm.
So it depends on the class mode listed there. So if the class mode is listed as synchronous, which means currently we are going through Zoom synchronous version, then it will be synchronous. In that sense, you're an international student, you can take it online, no problem, from your home country. If the class is listed as a hybrid, means there might be some in-person component, then you need to contact the professor, explain your situation if you have a situation, and make arrangement there. So in general, as Dr. Koo mentioned, we're allowed to do synchronous mode this semester. This is basically we petitioned through the Department of Education. We get approved by that. However, all these programs are in-person programs approved originally. We need further approval or further guidance from the CSU Chancellor's Office so that we know what the new online means. Everybody is trying to figure that out. So in spring, we anticipate to come back on campus. And individual class delivery mode will depend on the professor's discretion.
Thank you, Ed. Yes.
Let me talk a little bit more about the remote learning from remote. IOC, yes, please contact the professor of the class. The professor will tell you exactly whether or not you can stay remote. I will say that most likely the professor's answer would be yes, but please do contact the professor of the class.
Thank you, Dr. Ma. So my next one, can you move from a 2-year program back to a 1-year, 18-month program? I don't know, Monica, which program you're which we have 4 programs. So you might want to ask that question in your program specific breakout session, can't speak. And then you can ask the advisor for that. You mentioned the GWT. We don't need to worry about that now. No, GWT, just those 3 letters, those are the only 3 letters I don't want you to remember at this moment. Just throw those out. I promise we're not going to like go, oh, hey, it's your last week of classes. You got to take it. That's not what's going to happen. But again, that is not a GBA, CBA thing. It is a Cal Poly thing and it's their rules. And don't really know why graduate students would have to take it anyways. You're getting to grad school. But once we get another update on it, you guys will know. Do we need a Bronco ID card for still have a old one? No, because I think if you already have your Bronco ID, you should be able, it's the same number. So no, you don't need a new one unless, you know, it's really messed up and you want a new picture. Like, you know, when you get to go to the DMV and you get a new picture, but no, you can use your old card. How long are summer and winter semesters? So summer, there's 3 for summer. There's 2 5-week sessions. So 1 in the beginning of the summer, 1 in the middle, and then there's a 10-week session as well in summer. For winter, is it 5 weeks? I think they're 5-week sessions, aren't they? We just only did winter once last year, so I don't remember. But they're shorter because it's during winter break. You will definitely have more options in summer. Sometimes to take classes because faculty will teach in summer. Not everybody's going to teach in winter because it is the holiday season. Can we complete the program online? Again, if that's program specific, ask the MBA. No, we are not an online program. So, and none of us are online programs. I mean, I don't think any of it, I mean, MBA is not going that way. I know MSA and MSIS aren't, and I don't believe MSBA is going to have an online option at this moment. Granted, stuff could change, but not necessarily for the MBA department. So we are an on-campus programs. Spring and fall semesters are 15-week long, summers are, thank you. I read Ed's thing here. Yeah. Considering about MBA and MSBA because I want to focus on business, is there a better MSBA? So if you would like to transfer from an MBA to an ask to go in the MSBA, you can do that. Just contact Dr. He or Dr. Wong and they can see if you can transfer over. You can do it soon as school starts. It is possible to do that. We definitely have students who transfer from programs, but you can also contact me again and I can give you the information.
I will also want to add for a petition to transfer doesn't guarantee you will be accepted.
Yes, thank you.
So just you can fill out your petition and let the program director review your application material. You have to qualify. You have to be qualified. You have to be, well qualified to be accepted. I don't want you to assume that once you get into one program that the other program has to accept you automatically. Every program is different.
So I want to join the MSB program as a part-time student. Please tell Dr. He or Dr. Wong, if you have any MSB questions, they can go over those with you guys in their breakout session. Who will let us know if our classes will be face-to-face or online? So you know if your classes are face-to-face or online on Bronco Direct. So when you register and you go back into your portal, all that information is there. Again, TBA, virtual for fall. And I'm just talking about fall semester. Again, spring, if everything goes correctly, we will be back on campus in pre-pandemic modality. If there's a classroom attached to the course that you are taking, you will have some type of on-campus component that is up to the professor. It's not up to, again, not up to the department. So look at your Bronco Direct. Dr. Ed's just answering my questions for me. Thank you, Ed. I appreciate that. I've not yet set up my CPP email or make payments. Can somebody point me in the right direction? I'm going to the process I started last night. So contact student accounting about payments. If you've registered for classes, you should get a bill. And then the IT department, if you go to their website, and I think it's the help, and then you go down to emails, they'll show you how to set up your email account. So classes begin. So the first day of classes. So if you have a Thursday class, because I don't think anybody does Friday, and there might be a Saturday, the first class would be the 19th. But if most people probably have classes Monday, Tuesday, you'll start the week after. Technically, the semester does start for like staff and faculty on Monday the 16th, but your classes do not start until, school doesn't start until the 19th. If I section number on your class, Bronco Direct. I know that if you click on the class number, section number on the class schedule on Bronco Direct, it will tell you the mode class such as, yeah. So if it's asynchronous, all that's the stuff that will let you know. But it also should say, if you don't see a, what does it say? If you don't see a classroom number, it's a virtual class. That's the easiest way, you know, you have a virtual class for fall. Thank you. I'm just. So you can see if your class is hybrid. Again, in those, it says, it doesn't say hybrid. It just says a classroom number. And I you know, some of this stuff isn't us. It's the way a Bronco Direct set up. So we have to put it in there. Thank you. Thank you for other people for answering. I appreciate. So the master's contract is your program of study. It's, you fill it out and you sign it and you turn it into the registrar's office. That's what it is. It just lets you know the classes that you have to take in your program, from your whatever program you are in. That's what the contract is. It's your academic plan. It's the same thing. They just, I guess they like contract, master's contract, because it sounds fancy for MBAs and all the master's degree. Okay. Okay, Monica, your MSBA question, yeah, do it in your breakout session. They can definitely answer that for you. Oh, you guys are helping each other out. Anything, again, that's program specific, I'm skipping over, please ask that in your session. Oh, sorry.
Uriel has his hands up.
Oh, Uriel, do you have another question? I can only see, does someone else have? I can only see that.
No, ma'am, that was from previous.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Gu. So the program, if the program says 2 years, whatever the program, like the things, you will graduate in 2 years. We're not going to keep you any longer. So if it's like for MBA 2 to 3 years, you're going to get on 2 to 3 years. The other programs, like MSA Accelerated, you'll be on the year and all of that stuff. Can you take classes outside of our program? No. You know, it's real. First of all, you only have 10 to 12 classes depending on which program you're in. So no, it's not really recommended. It's a master's program, and so the program you pick, you need to take their curriculum because it is designed for that program. So you can't do that. Can you explain the COVID testing timeline? Do we need to be tested before the week before we have classes? Go to the Safer Return website. I don't know the guidelines for students. I only know the ones for staff, but all that information is there, as well as remember to check your CPP email. There is a Safer Return emails that go out weekly that give information about what's happening on campus.
Tony has a question.
Okay.
Says that if the class says it's a synchronous, but the room is TBA, what does that mean? Okay, if it says synchronous, that means the class is going to meet virtually. So of course there's no room. And so you are going to wait for the professor's instruction on Canvas to get the Zoom link to join the class for the synchronous class.
Thank you. Yeah. So is the university as a whole transitioning from Blackboard to Canvas? Yes. So Canvas, so if you were undergrad and use a Blackboard, Canvas is the same thing. It's just a different platform, but it's the same learning management system for students. So it will have your grades and your assignments, syllabus, all that stuff will be on Canvas now. I had to step away from my computer. I'm a bit unsure what classes to register for, and I have yet to figure out how to register for classes. Matt, ask that question in your program specific, because then your advisor can, MSBA. In the MSBA session, ask them, they will be able to help you. Yes, Canvas is the new Blackboard, you know, like orange is the new black, but Canvas is the new Blackboard. Canvas is way better. I agree with you on that, James. I used it at my old job. I really like it. Do we have to get our do we have to get our books digitally through Canvas? No, I don't think so. You can look for books and all that stuff at the bookstore. And if you want to get them from the bookstore, your books, that's fine. You can get them from Amazon. You can get books however you want, as long as you have the books.
Also, a lot of professor, if the professor choose the instant access option, that means that the digital access that would be built in your part of the class, but you do have the option to opt out of the instant access. And usually instant access, the reason for professor choose that option because it's cheaper for students. But of course, you're not forced to purchase the digital book. If you have other way to do it, you can do opt out. But make sure you opt out before the deadline. Otherwise, the charge would be including in your semester statements, semester bill.
Okay, I'm gonna do one last question because we are almost at the hour and we need to do these things, or there's 2 more questions and things. Can I put admissions day on hold? So we do not defer for the master's programs. That's an admissions decision. So no, if you don't start in fall, you will have to either reapply for a different semester to come into the program. Okay, just things. Where can we find the ebooks that were bought through CPP portal? I don't know that.
What does that mean? Is it instant access? If it's instant access, when the professor published the Canvas, we'll have a link. But I'm not sure if I get this question. Any other professor, did you understand?
If you have book questions, talk to the professors directly because they can tell you how they, booked. You can also again look at the bookstore. Last question, at this time. If a student finishes their program with a GPA below 3.0, what would they not graduate? Yes, you don't graduate. You got to stay above a 3.0. And I will let you know right now, if you are having trepidation about, going back to school and all that stuff, either don't start with a full load of classes. So, just dip your toe in. It's okay. Make sure you also communicate with your professors about how you're feeling, how you're doing through the classes, because graduate school, you don't have, like I said, you have 10 to 12 classes you're taking with the program. You don't have room to substitute in a class or to take a class to raise your GPA. So really just think about all that stuff. It's really important. Also that, like I said, that work life and now school balance is in there. So just, time management is really important when you go back to school. And that's my most important thing. But if you are feeling like, especially your first semester, maybe start with 1 or 2 classes, talk to your advisor, get that out of the way. I get this question a lot. And, sometimes that for me is that, if you're feeling anxiety, and that's totally natural. Again, going back, but that is the rule and you don't want to go below it. I'm not saying you can't get yourself out of it, but that's added stress you all don't need. So really just think as you're planning out your course schedules and you're talking with your advisor for your programs to really know what you want. Also, after your first semester, like you completed your fall semester, you can take a leave of absence if you still need to like a little time, and then you can come back maybe when you feel like a little bit better. So again, that is something you can do. I'm going to, because we're done. So thank you guys for joining the general part of the GBA orientation. Now it's time for the individual sessions. So the MBA students stay in this Zoom. You guys stay in the Zoom. MSBA, MSIS, and MSA, the links are in the chat. And I'm actually gonna stop recording right now for you guys.